And now, issue 9, part 2.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Will.
I'm Nick.
And this is Chris. And we are Guys with Issues. But now we're going to talk about the comics, and that's what I was trying to lead into.
That's
trying
good.
Trying to bring it back where I said
It's been a little while.
Yeah,
That's
you're
okay
right.
though. It's okay to. So the call guys.
It is like 5 p.m. and I do have a bedtime.
So anyway,
It's 5:30. Your bedtime?
it's going to end up being another late recording night.
Yeah.
We did read Edge of the Spiderverse, which is the build-up to the original Spiderverse event. We didn't read the event. It's much longer, 'cause like that. We have a book sitting in front of us, way more than 10 issues.
Yes.
And we have been reading the the Nightfall, Batman Nightfall series. And
Night Quest.
Night Quest is the second part. You see what those books say? They all say Nightfall.
They all say
Okay.
Nightfall.
But
Then
we
what's it called?
haven't.
Night Quest.
Nightfall, Night Quest, Night's End. It's all part of the Nightfall saga. Okay.
That doesn't
Okay.
make sense.
Stop it.
It's something that irks me.
And I'm about to irk you.
I
Just
bet.
like Tim Drake.
Let me get the butter.
Stop. Just like Ben Riley irks most fans. There's
more than
also
others.
there's a third clone that's a failed clone named Kane, by the way, and he's all like disfigured.
Did he go to Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's the dark, edgy '90s, like he's like Spawn meets Spider-Man.
Yeah, except his mask doesn't go all the way up to his hair, so you still see his hair.
That's true. His long flowing hair, like the Indian Spider-Man in the movie.
Yeah.
His hair stuck out of the
Except
top.
he
of
was
his mouth.
cool as shit.
Yeah, he
because
was,
He had
man.
yo-yos.
Dude, but I loved how he brought up their romantic tension. But again, I think that's why she got caught that way. So, but we read Edge of the Spider-Verse. It's a lead-in. It builds up what the Spider-Verse event is. It also had the 5 issues that were the introduction of Penny Parker and Spider-Gwen. They were the first times they'd ever been in comics by that time. And by the way, I researched it. So Spider-Gwen's comic I knew was expensive. Okay. It's hugely popular. Like a 9.8 is where you get the most money for stuff. I saw 9.6 or 9.4 on eBay selling for like $900. I saw a 9.8 with a variant cover that was signed by the artist, and it was listed for $18,000.
Ugh.
I kind of am bummed because I actually went into the store back then, and they had issues, and I didn't buy one, and I'm like, oh, that's a bad mistake.
Yeah. Well.
So, but the Edge of the Spider-Verse is what started introducing these tangent spider people. So that's what we read. We read the build-up. We definitely, I will not be surprised to hear that we all are interested in continuing to read this, whether it's for the podcast or other words. But right now, what we're going to do is let Synopsis Will make his way in. Wait, is the wind coming? It's flying in. It's windy in here. What are you
Somebody
doing?
shut the window.
I kind of just ripped this off of what the app said, so I didn't bother writing this one.
Wow.
Personally.
Was the app good? We're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
So I'm just going to listen to you.
Yes.
That's more than I ever do.
He doesn't listen to anyone.
What?
Thank you.
Okay,
so
go.
someone is working their way through the multiverse, leaving a trail of dead spiders in their wake. And to stop them, it will take every Spider-Man ever, and then some. This features Spider-Man UK, Spider, Scarlet Spider, Spider-Woman, Spider-Man 2099. And can any of them survive the arrival of Moreland?
Dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I mean, it was so random. It's like, how can you...
It was pretty random.
Because
Man,
it had so many different stories and stuff. I could sit here all day and be like, Gwen, and then Spider, and Spider-Man 2099. I'm like, this short, sweet, to the point.
So Spider.
So, okay, first
That's
off, Spider.
SP.
/
Spider.
Doctor.
Spider.
Yeah, I don't know how you...
But you have to have DNA to drive it.
It honestly
all have
had
DNA.
Not yours. I knew that
It-
was coming. Dang it.
It-
Specific DNA that probably will
man.
send you to the wrong universe.
probably kind of remind me of Evangelion a little bit. That comic.
Are they coded to their mech suits?
It's kind of like a weird genetic thing.
Interesting. All I know is that those
Sort
are
of.
super. Do you remember the time we played Super Fight and we had a Gundam versus
Yeah.
an Evangelion?
And I was the only one who knew.
And you were like,
The-
Evangelions are so much stronger than Gundams.
I even said it just like that. Yeah.
Is that the one where I kept getting mad and telling like
You weren't there.
no at Hunters?
That's the
did
game.
play.
Yes. It
But
was that game.
That
I'm
set
surprised
didn't
you
set up.
remember that.
Why? I'm fantastic at drinking. I remember everything. I remember telling Rob how many times I would eat his family with his wife sitting right there.
Is that why they left suddenly and abruptly?
And his wife
As I
was
wipe my mouth
patting,
off. Yes.
patting his back, like we need to go. Okay,
Rob, as our one listener.
So first, Rob probably
He
will
will.
be listening to this. So thanks, Rob. You got a shout out by Nick.
I saved your family.
So first
For
off,
dinner.
We'll go. Oh, gee.
I'm not coming to get you.
I'm
okay?
sorry, Amanda, that he even brought that up.
You're safe, Amanda. You're safe.
Now I feel
Wait.
Which comic are we talking
No,
about?
hold
Because
on.
now I feel like we're talking about Night Quest.
Are you all implying that we have more than one listener?
The downside is we all know at least one person that is probably listening, so we might have like half a dozen.
No.
You think
No,
it's
no,
one?
okay.
I
No.
think
Pat, you have
those will start for the first few episodes and then just fall off.
And one will stay. It'll be Amanda. Amanda will stay faithful.
Pat, you
That's
true.
for sure have more than one listener at any given time. Just one.
Right.
Yeah.
They all stop at different
That's fair.
timestamps.
You can
That's what
have
it is.
you can have 70
So-
listeners, but they're not listening. At this
So here's the thing.
Right.
We're gonna start like normal. We'll go around. Since we have 4 people.
yeah, let's kick this podcast off.
Yeah, let's do this.
Hard transition. Did you like what we read, Pat? Did you like it?
I mean, it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, I wasn't like really
Enthralled.
invested or anything. Or, yeah, but it was all right.
Okay.
I did notice that it was a cliffhanger, just like the
Because it was a lead-in
Movie.
event kind of thing.
sure.
Okay.
But I was like, man, I've just been
And you probably didn't know that Otto Octavius had taken over Peter Parker's body at one point.
No idea.
So you were like, what? Who?
I was like, that's interesting.
Why is this going on?
okay.
So that was kind of out of left field for you.
Right.
Okay. Will?
I loved it.
Loved it.
I would
Hard
definitely
love.
continue reading.
Nice. Enjoyed the premise and the
Yeah,
overall story? Or like,
It was kind of weird first reading because I also didn't know about the whole Otto Octavius
Yep.
taking care of or taking over the body of Spider-Man. But then I kept reading and I just kind of got sucked into it. So
cool. What about you, Nikolai?
Knew it the whole time.
Nikolai.
Nico?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Four banger.
Nico for banger.
Anyway, yeah.
Not about Otto, not about the Otto thing, but did you like it?
100%
Did you like it?
knew about the auto thing.
I know, but did you like it?
Understand.
Did you enjoy it? Or did you dislike it? Or
No,
were you lukewarm?
So it is a story that jumps around, and sure, at like maybe the end of an issue you get to the part where it's like, oh, this is how it ties in. So
Especially for the Edge of the Spiderverse stuff, like
Yeah.
where it would be like a whole issue about a random Spider-Man.
yeah, so Superior Spider-Man 32, 33, obviously I know that Otto is behind the wheel.
Yep.
But when you jump to the seventh, the read list is 10 issues.
Yeah, it's okay. We say episodes too because
yeah.
comics are really just an episode of reading.
So when you get to the seventh one, you
It's Peter Parker then.
yeah, you read Amazing Spider-Man number 7. Suddenly,
It's Peter Parker.
it's Peter Parker, and he's talking about how like, yeah, I got my body back,
And he's got a business.
And a
he owns
business-
like Parker Industries.
right, but also
And I didn't know about that.
I should have read 1 through 6 and then 7 for the list, but I'm irresponsible.
We didn't do it either.
Yeah.
We didn't.
No.
This is supposed to go off of what a story arc is built
Well,
on.
and I mean, I knew that he got his body back because of just, I always keep in the loop.
With comics.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
don't necessarily read them. I just kind of know like what's going on.
That's more than any of us.
But I when I read that issue, that was when I was like, I really should have I should have read that like the first 6. It's not that many or whatever, and just kind of like seeing him get his body back, and also Silk.
Yeah, I don't know where she comes from.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I did like that
Cindy
story.
Moon. I knew about Silk. I forgot about Silk.
I wish you could see Nick's face right now.
He is biting his lip. Amanda, turn off the podcast.
Oh my!
Just mute it for a few minutes.
Oh my.
No, or just read Amazing Spider-Man number 1 through 7.
Yeah.
But did you like it though?
Yeah.
Did you like
yeah.
the Edge of Okay. And I enjoyed it a lot. I did.
Honestly, Edge of Spider-Verse, those, what is it, 5?
Are you talking about the 5 issues?
Yeah, 5 issues.
The ones where they all kind of stood alone, but they
Yeah.
told a different story. Okay.
I think I enjoyed those more
Than the lead up issues that told the actual story.
than the other 5.
Yeah.
I guess.
It would have been 5 others.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought those were really cool.
Yeah, I definitely I enjoyed all of it. I did. I knew a little bit about the Otto thing. I couldn't remember how it happened because I'd heard about it years ago, but I could not, because obviously this is a comic book from 2014.
So he switches bodies with Peter Parker.
And then he dies, right?
Peter Parker
Otto dies.
Peter Parker in Otto's body dies, but
Yes.
his
Conscious.
I guess you want to say like his
Spirit.
of like being
His spider totem.
No.
I kind of want to read that
You
that
want to
whole
read mine?
story.
It's there for you.
it's something
Just
about,
for you, Pat.
Right. So once they get done, they're going to take it down.
It's something about Otto just being like, I'm a bad guy, but man, I got this body and these powers, and
I can be
now
a better Spider-Man.
Suddenly I should like do good, but also like force it down people's throats that I'm like better than you rubes.
Yes.
But like Peter's the one that's like guiding his conscience,
It's weird
right?
in
Or
a
something
way,
like
yeah.
that. It's not as weird as like in the death of Bruce Wayne in R.I.P. Batman and The Road Home, where Grant Morrison writes Batman literally his spirit traveling through the bodies and consciousness of his ancestors. No weirder than that. To make it to like this evil Batman at the end of time. But anyway, not
Yeah.
the story we're talking about today.
This is Marvel cast, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it
Ooh, okay,
crossed.
Colton.
Right.
But okay, so I thought it was a cool idea of getting to see. I really liked getting to see Otto first come upon the other dimensions and seeing like the dead Spider-Men and being like, why are they all dead with 2 holes in their chests? And kind of having that moment. And him being like, something is hunting Spider-Man. And then we get to see, what's his name?
Moreland or
Prabhakar.
oh yeah,
Parker?
Spider-Man from
India Spider-Man. And you get to see him being hunted. And then right at the last minute, Otto comes in and saves him. And I love that. Dude, I laughed out loud at that line, though, where he's like, I'll be happy to be the first one of your recruits. And then they go through the portal, and there's a group of them, and he's like, who said you were the first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was, I loved that. I thought the writing in this was really good.
There was one specific, and I think it was that same issue where it bothered me.
The writing?
That just a little housekeeping is that they showed 3 dead Spider-Men, and then one of them says like, these 2 dead Spider-Men or something like that.
Did
And
it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to go back
And
and
I was
look.
like, no, there was 3.
It's like something was out of sequence.
Yeah, I was like, there's 3 panels before that with 3 different guys. And I hope I'm not actually wrong, but because I did read it at like 11 p.m. last night. But yeah, I was a little like, yeah.
But as far as like the dialogue and the characterizations and stuff, I really enjoyed them. I like the first appearance of Karn as the hunter of the Spider-Man. I was like, that's cool. He's cool. Why's he got a diver's mask on? You know?
Yeah, he's the first of the Inheritors that you encounter.
My brain cut it out. My brain just shit on the floor. I was thinking Kane.
Oh,
For a second, I was like,
you're like, when did Kane
when did his
show
clone
up?
show up?
Oh, dude, that would have been crazy. Could you imagine if Kane was the one hunting them? But it also would make sense with the canon of that character at one time. Because
Kane do be crazy.
it's part of his flaws. Are you crazy because of your flaws?
I really think he moved to Mortal Kombat after all this.
Probably.
You guys,
Fatality.
Yeah, anyway.
Fatality.
Oh, you do so well. You should be like a voice actor.
Stop. So,
Got him.
also, I thought it was kind of cool because at the end of the non-Edge of the Spider-Verse issues, they'd usually have like a couple of pages that showed another Spider-Man somewhere, either being hunted or escaping.
Right.
And the first one was the one with like Murder Spider, the like one with guns and his web shooters. The assassin guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Assassin
Spider.
Yeah.
I call him
they
Murder
didn't
Spider.
call him Murder Spider-Man, so I was like, what?
But he murders
I thought
everybody.
you were
Yeah,
talking
well,
about
he's-
like the monster one.
No,
that-
it's the one where the one guy's
Oh.
like, why does your
Web shooter have bullets or what?
bullets? And he's like,
Yeah.
why doesn't yours?
Yeah,
Why doesn't yours? But no, I was just like, oh, I'd kind of want to read a whole series of getting to see it. Like, you know, they have things like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, and DC did like Deceased. It's like, watch a Spider-Man who goes crazy and shoots all of his bad guys. That'd be kind of an interesting book. I thought that the intro to the story was good.
Gwen,
But-
Gwen, you're about to fall from this bridge and break your neck.
I forgot they explode. Sorry.
I'm not sure that it only has bullets.
Oh, okay. Maybe cut that.
Man, we talked so much about the movie. I kind of want to talk about some of the Edge of the Spider-Verse things.
So
I don't want to
talk
jump.
about it.
Yeah.
So
Let's go.
first off, the noir story, having that version of Mysterio, that was cool.
That was
I
cool.
liked that, where even he was like, something's wrong in this room, and it's that they were all being like gassed into believing illusions. That was a cool idea, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then him,
MJ like gaslit him a little bit, where he's just like, well, he got out of there and he wasn't even wet. Oh, you don't even know what happened then, huh? And I was just like, let him cook a minute. He's thinking.
yeah, that one was cool. And then you had what was his name? Aaron Eichmann.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say that was my favorite one.
That was like straight up manga.
Ikemon.
The art
Where he
style
was-
looked like you were reading a manga almost.
Yeah.
With
Where
his
he's
like
trying to save that.
with his Iron Man spider suit.
Yeah,
They definitely Americanized it a little bit.
they did.
Well, I mean, it was it
His name
written
was
for-
Aaron Ikemon.
Yeah.
but it was still a double letter. That's the key to Marvel heroes, right? Peter Parker, Reed Richards. That's how it works. That's how they used to make them. Bruce Banner.
Aaron.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, no, Ikemon starts with an I.
No, but in the comic it was an A.
Was it?
It started with an A.
Oh, no. The doctor. Her.
Are you
okay.
talking about the one he was in love with?
Yeah. What was her name?
Kaori.
Kaori was the daughter.
No, Hannah was the daughter.
Hannah was the daughter.
Kaori.
Kaori.
Oh.
Coyote! So anyway, that one was kind of interesting. But here's my question with that one, okay? So the daughter, Hannah, right,
Yeah.
had been making other versions of her with her mom, right?
Yeah, like
so they
by
created like a
kidnapping people
cybernetic army of terror.
Right.
But it's
you do.
shown to be from the Inheritors at the end, right? Like they were the ones that haunted her,
Yeah.
right? Do you think that army is going to play a role at some point?
has to.
You think
because
it's just going to be that world, or do you think they're going to have an army?
There was already a different world where they were talking about kidnapping people.
Was
I can't
there?
remember. There was a different one where I'm like, oh,
That's the only one I can think of with kidnapping.
This is a repeat. I can't remember which one it was.
Repeater
now.
Parker.
Yeah. That was the cowboy one. I'm Repeater Parker.
Why has the horse got a mask?
For his secret identity.
Yeah. No one wants to know it's actually Seabiscuit. Okay, get out of here. Seabiscuit is now a guest, folks. Welcome.
Didn't know if you were going to nay there.
I honestly, I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know, it's not going to come out good. I can do pterodactyl, I can do pig squeal, I don't know about horse neighing.
Did you have what about you with the Edge of the Spiderverse stories, the fringe ones? What'd you think of them as the whole? Like, did you enjoy that portion?
Yeah, I liked the whole thing. You're acting like I didn't enjoy it.
No, you just didn't seem like you enjoyed it that much, is what I guess it is.
Well, I kind of powered through it.
Oh, that's true. You did read it all last night. I liked getting to see the Penny Parker, like the Evangelion version.
Yes.
That was cool. Also, I like that Spider-Ham showed up at the end of that and scared the whole train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really liked that.
That was hilarious.
It was good.
Hilarious. I laughed at him.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I retained, but I read all of it.
Yes. Well, that's why I actually went back through today and like just took notes because I was like, I feel like there was a lot. Plus, we saw the movie.
There's a lot to digest this week.
There was.
Everybody.
There was. Also, I like the Spider-Man 2099 issue and how they showed if there was another version of that exact character in the multiverse, they were like connected. So when one would die, the other one would go through like something weird. Mm-hmm. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Because it showed that not every Spider-Man is completely unique.
It did mess me up a little bit, like in like reading it.
But the
Maybe especially because
They faked you out on which one you were looking at one point.
because the read list was following a character in this one, a character in
Yes.
that one.
Yep.
But then suddenly, like, you're reading this one and it's like, this is happening to me. This is crazy. My neck's broken. And then you're back to...
There's 3 different like Miguel's in that issue.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I'm following him. Oh, my bad. Oh, wait, what? No, he just got... Oh, I'm following this one now. Will, can you be a little bit freaking professional?
Nope. Not even a little.
What I was saying was so profound.
I was
and
enjoying
brave.
it. Will's
Continue.
So
So
anyway.
stay there.
Pick your phone up.
Nope.
Nope.
Wow. I can feel the Hobie in you.
I don't do what I'm told.
I feel the brotherly love.
That is true.
All right, let's interlock toes. Never mind.
Too much effort.
So anyway, that one was kind of harder
Yeah,
to
that was
track
a
with.
little rough.
I could see that.
I'm in the moment of the very first where he gets his neck snapped, but then he's like hanging off of a helicopter, and I was just like,
But then the other
What?
one is watching through a portal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, what? Oh, okay. But then wasn't the one that we were watching through the portal, was he the one that we were following?
For like most
Earlier?
of the... Well, the one gets killed, and that's watched by the guy through the portal.
We're
And
talking
then
about the
he's-
one that was with Cap and Wolverine.
Yes,
Who
which was...
also,
dude.
such a mid... Sorry. The way that they're just like, wow, he's dead. Man, I hope he doesn't like... I hope that guy doesn't like show back up.
Yeah.
That'd be like pretty bad.
I thought the same thing. I'm like,
I was like,
they got over his death real fast.
he may not be your Spider-Man, but he's a Spider-Man. Could you act a little bit more appropriately? Jeez.
Yeah, that issue had an interesting tie-in, I thought. Then there was also the one that showed like the UK Spider-Man,
Yeah.
where he had like a Professor X headset that he was watching multiverse stuff with and realized that somebody's hunting the spiders, and they gave him like the watch from the movie, and now he's traveling the multiverse or whatever. I did find it interesting as a tie-in to the movie. The Gwen comic had like a lot of scenes and direct dialogue put into the new movie.
Yeah, you guys talked about that.
We
You
did.
read it all last night.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked
We
about
read
it
it
before
after.
the
You
movie.
guys
We
talked
said,
about,
wow,
like-
it like took stuff
Yeah.
straight out of the comics.
So I had the reverse
Yep.
where I read it after watching the movie and I went, oh, yeah.
You're
Yeah,
like,
no, I
wow,
know
that
what-
movie took a lot of...
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Chris and Will were saying a thing after the movie. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see?
Yeah,
is
those
that what you
comic
thought
books
too?
took a lot from that movie.
See, folks, it's all about perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, listener,
Folk.
do you hear that?
Thank you, Folk, for listening.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of interesting because the first Spider-Verse movie didn't take as much directly from the comics. The new one took several things that felt more directly pulled.
Yeah.
Just like that specifically, the Gwen thing specifically. Anyway, so did you have a favorite scene in what we read? Anybody have a favorite?
I'm thinking. Go to somebody else.
Okay.
I mean, I really like the Dr. Eichmann thing. That was just like a cool story.
Yeah.
I also like the Dr. Minerva thing that actually took.
Which one was that?
That's one that actually took place over 2 different comics. Because you
Was-
read it and then it was like.
That was the one with Peter and Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the Kree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like how they had that and have some other stuff, and then they kind of came back to it. But it was the only one that had 2 comics, really.
Yeah.
I remember.
Other than the Superior kind of a story.
Where
Oh,
he would show up.
the part was Cyborg Spider-Man though, shooting his back cannon in the face of the dude when he like thinks he got him.
That was
that
good.
was pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome.
And then they all show up like it's an ambush, and Otto's like, "That's right, I'm the smartest. Nobody can stand against me." Ha ha ha. Gets wrecked. And is saved by the fact that some siblings show up and kind of mess everything up. Some circus-looking guys.
I'll do a hot take, and I thought, what was it?
The hot take would be that Spider-Gwen's issues suck.
No,
No,
so
I'm just kidding.
Edge of Spider-Verse number 4. The one with,
The horror one? That's the
Yeah.
horror one.
Yeah,
You're going to
well,
say you
is it-
loved it.
well, what's his name?
I don't remember.
Spider-Man.
Patton.
Okay.
Instead of,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, instead of Peter, it's Patton. Uncle Ben isn't Uncle Ben. It's like,
Now he's like a terrible dude.
Yeah,
and we
big
get to
man.
watch Patton look at Mary Jane through like binoculars out of his
Yeah.
window.
So creepy.
Although that's not
it's
that
not
far
that
from
creepy.
it's not that far from Tobey Maguire in the first Spider.
It's not that different from Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh.
I thought
What's
that
your hot
was,
take?
I
You
thought
loved
it
it.
was pretty cool.
I hated that. That was my
Really?
least favorite part in the whole
Did
thing.
you really?
I actually knew for a fact that was going to be while I was reading this. I'm like, Chris is going to hate this comic because
Well-
we've talked about in one of the previous episodes issues.
I don't like when everything is the same all the time.
Yeah, so you liked because it was different.
Yeah,
But what did you say in a different episode?
one of our previous issues, I think it was the Shazam one. He was talking about how he hates.
No, it was Constantine.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It was Constantine.
Constantine.
But we're talking about in Shazam you didn't like when the
Oh, the evil
Savannah
guy.
when he
The
was
evil
always
Savannah.
obsessed with. I think
When he
that
was like, "Oh, I want to torture her."
yeah,
Yeah,
Wait, who are you and what have you done with Will?
because he
I've been
remembered something
drinking.
that specific.
From another episode.
But I mean,
long time.
I
specific.
know, right?
They say if you get back in the same state of mind. So while I'm outside, I don't remember, but then I get back inside the room and get a few beers into me. So I all of a sudden remember a whole thing.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna just bring up the Constantine's vibe because I said I didn't really like that.
Oh, I don't
And that
remember
was-
that. You're saying that. I remember we liked Constantine.
I liked Constantine.
You guys
Yeah.
liked Constantine. I said I liked. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Anyway.
That's
Sorry.
not this.
Yes. Moving forward.
But
Yeah, no. When
Go ahead.
When Constantine took that pill.
no, it's about
Mm-hmm.
when Constantine was dying from cancer.
No, I thought that issue was interesting because it doesn't do the cut and dry like, oh man, my uncle or my aunt or my dad who's a chief was murdered, and oh man, how am I gonna be like the freaking superhero now? He's just like,
I'm gonna eat people.
I'm like really, really hungry.
Yeah.
This bird looks like pretty good.
I thought that it was really well written, and it intrigued me, and I wanted to read it to the end. It's true. Like I thought, like I didn't get partway through and go, I don't like this. I'm going to keep going, but I'll talk about that. But so that was your favorite because it was different.
I don't know if I'd say favorite. Honestly, maybe the Penny one was my favorite, but I did really like that one because it wasn't. I mean, the Penny one's different too, but also her dad dies and she steps up and does a hero thing. But this was one where he was
But
like,
Penny does it with like bonding with like an actual live spider too.
yeah, it's like,
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Wasn't it a spider who's like kind
It's
of
like
not
sentience
there?
or something, right?
It's,
or
it's
is it
also
just fake?
not. I think it's like not.
Is it a ghost spider?
There. Yeah, ghost spider.
Ghost spider.
No, there's already
Ghost Spider
Ghost
is
Spider
actually
exists.
who
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy is. That's
Yeah.
what her name is
Well,
Ghost Spider.
Is she Ghost Spider or is that the like Disney Plus like little kids one? Because honestly,
No, I think
only,
the Gwen comics do. I want to say they end up calling her Ghost
Okay, because
but-
I only know about that from like
from the
going
little
to
the little kid one.
Yeah, from going to Jess and Skylar's house and like watching their kid while
Spidey
they
and his amazing friends.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
recording a podcast and I'm watching the kids and I'm just like, Ghost Spider. You need Spider Gwen?
Because it's Spider Gwen and
Yeah.
but she doesn't go by Spider Gwen because that's her name. That's what people call her.
Oh my,
Spider
oh my
Gwen?
God,
That's weird.
is that Assassin Nick?
No.
No.
But
Assassin Frank.
but no, and even like Penny though, like dude, how they drew her in the comic, where she was kind of like sunken eyed. It was the vibe of that was kind of cool. Also, it was cool getting to see their universe's Daredevil. I thought that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, where he's a bad guy?
No, that was the other universe. The Daredevil is the one that fights alongside her to stop the
yeah.
bad guys. The which universe was it
it
that
the
had
Noir? No.
No, it was the
Oh,
it was
it was.
the Ike.
No, you're right.
Was it the Noir one?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was the Eichmann.
It was the noir one where he shows up and he's just like, oh, crap, am I wrong?
I don't think so because he's
made
like,
a-
oh, we want to be friends. Or maybe I am.
No, I think you're
Or is
right.
it
No,
Gwen?
I think it's it's the noir one because he shows up and he was like,
No, it is Gwen's because it's
I'm gonna leave.
You're next to the door.
no. It is Gwen's because the big like monster dude that she takes down at the end of her comic is sent by the guy that Daredevil talks with.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
the
It
one
is Spider
was.
Gwen's. It is.
Shut up.
Because I was like, Matt Murdock's a bad guy in this universe.
It took me a second to realize it, but then he lifted his cane, and I'm like, I went back and had to reread it. I'm like, oh yeah, that is Daredevil.
You fool. When he ran into that pole, I knew immediately.
Oh man.
Did you?
The noir one was my
Is your favorite?
Yeah,
That is your
it
favorite
is.
part.
It was good.
What was your favorite part?
enjoyed
Did you
it.
say the bad guy?
Penny.
So I'm just trying to. Sorry, I'm trying to like bring it back. And you said yours was the Penny,
Eichmann /
the
Dr.
Ms. Marvel
Minerva.
thing.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about the other stuff again. So
Yeah.
I'm the one that hasn't said what my favorite.
I was gonna say, so mine was probably the Penny one.
followed
However,
by the horror
because
story.
you said that you didn't like that one, I had to jump in and say,
Yeah.
I did. I thought that was neat.
Yes. I would say one of my favorite scenes, and I almost hate saying this, probably just for no good reason, but I loved the team up with Peter and Ms. Marvel when he's like, do you know this move?
The
No,
slingshot.
The slingshot.
Yeah, okay. I like that
And
too.
she's like, you used it 4 times. And I'm just like, they made that character for a lot of reasons. But
Ms. Marvel?
yeah. That like when she debuted, there was a bunch of publicity about different things. And the thing that I think is interesting though, is she's a character that's going to annoy some people, that she just will. She's going to be an annoying character to some people. But it is interesting to see a character that you're like, there is something about that kind of resonates. Because like anybody who's really into a fandom, they can tell you a bunch of stuff about it. If you got to all of a sudden be a part of it, like a real tangible part, it's probably kind of how I'd react in the moment. Like if you followed it like that.
Every time I see Kamala Khan, my heart gets embiggened.
You should probably see a doctor about that.
power.
Yeah, she's an embiggener.
Oh my.
No, it's not that kind, Takai.
Oh,
Takai.
But no, but I just loved when he was like, oh, when you were with Captain Marvel, and he's like, yeah, I guess we went on one date. That kind of counts.
Let's leave it there. That's what he, yeah, that's
she
what he
did.
said.
I just love that scene. Like that,
Yeah, that was
felt Spider-Man to me. Like when I think of Spider-Man, the feel of that, or when he's like, it's okay. I face this stuff all the time. And then she's like, you face this stuff all the time? He's like, yeah, facing things that are way over my head. And I have a slight, like, chance
Disadvantage.
where he's like, I'm like, slight chance of success or whatever. I don't remember how he says it because I read it like a
I'm
week ago.
outsized, outclassed. Oh, and you have halitosis.
Yeah.
But he's just like, oh
Something like
yeah,
that.
I'm used to this. And it was just like, yes, this is Spider-Man, and I loved it. I loved that. I did. Did you have a favorite character then? So was Noir your favorite character, or was that just your favorite sequel?
I mean, Spider-Man was my favorite character.
Stop.
So do you like noir aesthetically?
Yeah, I think it was the aesthetic of it that I really enjoyed.
I think noir is cool with his
Trench coat. It's a trench coat.
Trench coat, turtleneck, and Frankenstein mask. Because I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's like the 1920s, 30s, but like you can find a mask. You don't have to stitch it together. But the fact that he has stitches, I'm
homemade.
like, it's pretty cool.
So,
I don't care for the hat.
from the Spider-Verse. He didn't have a hat in the comic.
Yeah, he didn't.
No.
Oh, he does have a fedora in the.
Yeah. Nick Cage wears a hat. But so what? Just Spider-Man in general? You just liked Spider-Man, huh?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to go with that.
That was
Just
a-
because
that
it's
was a
slightly
very-
annoying to you.
Very diplomatic. I think it was a slightly diplomatic answer. What did you like out of the Spider-Man comic? Spider-Man.
I can't get me enough Spider-Mans.
What about
I mean,
you?
since you're not going to
Are you
make
saying
me
Noir?
pick anything.
It's Noir.
Wait, what?
Who's your favorite character? Did you have a single favorite character? Somebody stood out.
A single favorite character out of the ones that we read.
Yeah,
Yep.
out of Edge. I know.
There's
'cause you
only a
can't-
couple to choose from.
Honestly, I think Penny was probably my favorite because although I haven't watched Evangelion in 5 ever. Yeah,
That's okay.
I think
They're
that
supposed to be redoing that.
The-
That we're supposed to be talking about.
the whole
stuff
anime
that-
kind of like Japanese sort of thing really, yeah, that's me.
I'm not surprised by your answer.
I mean, I'm going to go along the same vein and say the cyborg Spider-Man.
He was cool.
Eichmann?
He was.
I think he was.
Well, there was
Wait, Cyborg? No, it's Cyborg
No, he
Spider-Man
had-
is different.
Yeah, there was
Eichmann is
Cyborg.
the one.
Wait,
you mean
was-
the mech suit Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like not Penny mech suit, but
No.
like
Yeah. Wasn't he?
You're talking about Aaron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Aaron.
thought he had the. I thought. Well, there
he's
was
not a cyborg.
Well, there was a
Cyborg-
Sorry, mech suit.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a different cyborg one.
Yeah.
That they all just kind of got crossed up in my brain. There's so many different
I gotcha,
Spider-Men.
I gotcha.
So many Spider-Man.
It's like a tangled web that we've woven.
Well, we didn't do it.
Of Destiny.
It was the writers.
The web of life and destiny. I thought it was cool when they mentioned that in the movie because having read the comic, they do bring it up a few times.
Oh yeah.
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 I kind of wondered in the movie if the Inheritors were going to be the bad guy, but then it turned out to just be Spot.
So far,
No.
I mean, it won't change,
I mean,
but
Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
my favorite character, I don't know.
Spider-Man is your
I'm
favorite character.
Yeah, maybe I'll
Yeah, take mine.
take yours.
I mean, the other two
Did I
did.
have? Did I have?
Technically.
No, technically,
You know
yeah,
what?
we all liked Spider-Man.
I'm gonna
I can't get myself enough of these Spider-Mans.
left and right.
Yeah.
I would say that I liked Peter Parker's Spider-Man. It, like, obviously I said my favorite scene was the part with Ms. Marvel, and that's like traditional Spider-Man.
Right.
And there was just something I enjoyed about that. But I'm gonna say character that I'm gonna choose for this. Kind of like how you said your favorite, like you called out your first one, but then you're like, well,
Well, I just had to say
No,
that
I
I
know.
liked him because
I know, I understand. because you like to eat people too. You felt a resonance.
Yeah,
So-
Rob.
I can't get me enough long pig.
I would say Karn, the main hunter, hunting them.
Diving mask.
Diving mask.
Yeah.
Dude. When you got to find out about his backstory, how he's like part of the Inheritors, these people that kill the totems of the Spiderverse, including up to spider gods or whatever, right?
Was he shunned?
He was shunned.
Okay.
He was ostracized.
Because he hesitated.
Because
Ostracized is a
not
better
only
word,
that,
yeah.
it isn't just that he hesitated, it's that he did not enjoy the killing. They say that.
Yeah.
They're
They
like-
said that in the
They were like,
one of the issues.
you don't like they all revel in the slaughter, and he does not like it. And so they force him to leave and to kill until he can, basically. And I find that really interesting in such a menacing, overpowered villain that it's like he does it because it's what his ancestry does, but he doesn't really like it. It's not his thing, but he does it anyway because it's like what he's made to do, and he's good at it. And it's kind of interesting. I want to see how that plays out. I want to see if he rejoins his family, if he stands against them at some point. I find that interesting. And as a totally new villain that had never been done before, because Spider-Man's like Batman when it comes to rogues galleries, right? Batman is so interesting because of his rogues gallery. Spider-Man is Marvel's Batman when it comes to villains. Spider-Man has the most recognizable, iconic villains of any Marvel thing, period. No question. And so to have them add one for this story, I thought that was cool. I like when an event comes up with an interesting villain.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say him just because it's intriguing. I don't know how they're gonna beat him. I don't know how it's gonna play out.
So you get mad at me for choosing the one that's like the horror
And I picked the villain.
issue, and you pick a villain.
Mad. Did anybody else think I seemed mad?
Furious. No, I didn't.
I did throw at least 3 beer
Passive-aggressive.
cans. But
I don't. He kind of reminded me like when he went through that story of like, oh, he didn't revel in the killing. His mom died. Blah blah blah. They put that mask on him. I'm like, oh, he's like the man in the iron mask.
I thought that too. I totally
Yeah.
thought that.
Too.
So like he's gonna turn against his family. That's how they're gonna win.
That's what you expect.
Yeah, like I don't expect the Spider-Men /
To be able to
women
win.
/ people. They're not gonna win.
Animals, whatever.
Spider-Man's.
Yeah, the man in the iron mask is the one who's.
Hey, how's he gonna eat more people with that fucking mask on? I was like, you're so mad at him for not eating those people.
Oh,
I forgot that they suck the souls out. He doesn't actually eat them. I was just like,
well, that's because some of the parts with his family, it looks like, well, the one guy like does eat them.
A little bit,
A little bit.
Like he's like going to town.
but then he's eating other
Damos.
totems.
he was
he
just
was
going
eating
to
like
town with
everybody.
that.
is that the one
So-
I'm thinking of? Deimos?
The big
or
dude.
maybe-
Yeah.
Yeah, the oldest.
Why do they call them totems?
I don't know. They didn't explain it.
Totem
Yeah.
poles.
Right. I know what totem poles are.
Totems are what, like representative icons?
I guess.
And why specifically the spider?
Well, I'm hoping they tell us.
And also, why didn't they kill the spider that's spinning the web that they're using to find the other spiders?
because then they couldn't find it.
If
Yeah,
you
but now
read-
they're cheating, and I don't like that.
Oh
read
no, villains are
Marvel's
doing villain
Spider-Verse?
things, Pat.
If you read Spider-Verse, the following event to the edge of the Spider-Verse that we read, probably get some of those answers.
Nah, they're just going to leave it there.
Yeah. Did you have a least favorite scene? Oh, before.
Okay.
I did want to point something out. Because when I went back through, one of the last things that's shown is that elderly Peter, the middle-aged Peter, I shouldn't say elderly, because he's like our age. So the middle-aged
age, you
Peter,
mean.
He was a youngin'.
shut up. How he died, but his daughter, who was like a spider girl at the time, and his baby, who was revealed to have spider powers, his son.
Mayday and Benjamin.
So Mayday and Benjamin, right? Mayday is Peter B. Parker's daughter in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought that too.
And I was like, are we secretly seeing the death of Peter B. Parker in the comic? Like,
That was one of the. So I told you, I was holding some things back,
Oh, in the parking lot. The
In the
thing that you
parking
said
lot.
Hold me
that we
back.
had to.
Hold me
This
back.
was that. This is
It
the
was
thing.
part of the comic. The main thing that came in my mind when I saw that,
and
I'm
Nick
like,
is going to be so excited or disappointed.
yeah.
Do you
this
remember?
part where he's gonna cry or beat me up or something?
Yeah.
Have you ever been beaten up by a man while he's crying?
Yes.
Because you're about to see it.
Or you'll
But I
hear
didn't talk
it.
about it because it was part comic. But because I think he does his daughter's name in the movie that we watched
Mayday.
is Mayday.
Yep.
And so I'm like, is he going to be the one who dies that we saw in the comic?
It makes sense because he's a mentor. Mentors always die.
Which is
Sorry,
why I don't
mentors.
talk to kids.
Braun.
Nick is
Pat's
crying.
like- Pat's
His
like,
lip is
"I'm
quivering.
not
His fists
gonna
are balling
die."
up.
I'm not going to die.
I'm gonna live forever because I don't talk to
I'm not going to
kids.
teach kids nothing.
Nothing.
But no, like in fantasy and like the hero's journey, the mentor always dies.
Sure.
So if Miles is the hero's journey character, then yes, Peter B. Parker is going to be one of the ones that dies in the next movie. Oh, Nick is
We're all crying.
Oh, we're all crying. I couldn't see my screen through my tears. So, okay, least favorite scene.
I don't know if I had a least favorite scene, but I guess I didn't like the concept of how overpowered they are. They almost seem completely unstoppable, like multiple Spider-Men.
Like the Borg.
Well, and also
No.
because they did say they're already having a hard time fighting them, and they're just like, oh, and they get even stronger every time they kill someone, and they keep and keep and
Right.
keep killing.
Well, we see the main one kill, what, like a dozen in this?
Right, but it would also be more believable that they would have a chance if they almost stood a chance, but then they killed more people.
Right. But even in the beginning, they didn't stand a chance.
They didn't stand a chance at
It's
all.
just
No.
the believability of them winning is low.
So you don't like how overpowered the villains are?
Yeah, they just seem
Too much.
insurmountable and too much.
The
Like,
struggle is
nothing they
too
could
great.
do was effective at all.
And-
It was like wiping an ant off of their.
I thought you were going to say it was like
And we never
using
saw,
a
like-
Bulbasaur against a Charizard.
I would never say that.
Yeah.
But that was true.
But we never saw like how many were coming. Every issue, it was like, okay, now we got a guy who can like see that Miguel is like watching them. He just shows up out of nowhere,
Right.
and then the only thing there's more, and it's Miguel being like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And it's like,
so-
what kind of matters? Like, how many people you up against?
Not only are they individually
I mean, we know as
impossible
readers.
to beat.
They
Well,
show
I haven't read more.
No,
but
no. They show in that flashback about Karn. They show his family.
all of them.
Yeah, like they show his mom and his brothers and sister. And
Well, I
like-
know about the family photo, so I know that there's like
Yeah, what about
like,
extended family?
in
You don't know.
insert number here 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
There's X amount. Yeah, that's my second cousin. Like,
Those are the ones that are going to be the villains in the story.
Well,
Is
probably.
his
Sure.
immediate
immediate
family.
family.
Sure,
Okay.
but I mean,
not his mom.
Not all my cousins have the same abilities I have.
He's
Most
been-
of them have much greater ability than me. Okay.
He's been thrice removed, but that's that Leonard.
Lenny.
He likes the rabbits.
he does.
Like the rabbits.
men.
Try the spiders.
but no, yeah. So not only is one of them just
Too much.
too much. There's multiple too much. I didn't like that whole
I
concept.
feel your opinion is too much.
It might be.
Yeah, why are you here, Pat?
I know I'm the worst.
It's his house.
He's on
lives
this
here.
because he hosts.
Yeah, don't.
Not if we annex it.
I'm only on the podcast
You're
because they
only-
come to my house to do it.
this-
There's no other reason.
First time
This
I'm on.
is only your house in this dimension. Okay.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
Thanks for that.
Hey, you got it, buddy.
Did you have a least favorite part?
Honestly, anytime Otto talks, it just comes off as like,
Like Otto.
I'm gonna have to
It's
agree with that
Otto.
one. That was
and he calls people like, you rubes.
yeah. I
stuff
was
like that.
It was literally gonna be my answer.
Well, and then like,
So he's your least favorite character in it too,
a
right?
little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get why he's the superior Spider-Man, but there was like one thing that happened, and I forget what it was because it was the first issue, maybe the second. I don't remember, but they're just like, "Wow, we didn't see that coming," and he's just like, "Yeah, actually, yeah, no, I did. Yeah, no, because of my like extreme intellect, I saw it coming from like a million miles away for sure."
I know what you're talking about
Exactly.
because it was like when he got saved, or
He's a believer?
No, it was when like the twins showed up. Like
I'm almost positive.
yeah,
Here,
the twins showed up, and then he used that to escape, and he's like, "Yes, that was well calculated." I'm like, "There's no way."
Yeah, I was like,
you
"Bullshit,
knew."
you did not know that was coming." And he's like, "No, dude, I'm like, my brain's like hella lumpy.
Got lots of wrinkles.
I totally saw it coming. I'm not Otto. Sorry, I'm Peter. Right? Eyes shifting back and forth, and he's like,
and it was so creepy when he was with like, because he changed the AI to be the little girl.
yeah, Anna Marie Marconi.
Anna Marie, yeah. And he's like, "When we're alone, call me Otto." And
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's gonna bite you.
So weird.
But also, she like made herself like a normal sized person or something like that, and he's like, nah, smaller. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Again, something that might have more context had we read what came before this.
Yeah, probably would.
I'm just saying.
I'm the superior Spider-Man, not creepy Spider-Man. He's from a different universe.
He's from
Anyway.
that same universe as that Dr. Savannah from
Yeah.
the Shazam comic.
For real.
I already said that my least favorite part was probably the horror issue. Not because I didn't think it was interesting or didn't think it was well done.
I think horror-wise, it could have been
Scarier.
way scarier.
But it's a Spider-Man comic, so they're not going to lean into it too far because
If I'm
they're
not
they don't-
pissing my pants after this comic, then it's not horror. It's just like, well, it's creepy.
Yeah, it was meant to be, but it was meant to be like old horror comics.
Yeah.
It felt like a throwback. Like old horror comics aren't like deranged and keep you up at night. They're like the stories that you tell around campfires, like that one. Like, and he became a human spider.
I'm kind of curious to know if, like, Mary Jane, I think is the one he bit.
Yeah, because
If
then it ends like
she-
a proper horror where the spiders crawl out of her at the end.
Yeah, but I think
It was
she
all a dream.
survives.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I
like,
wonder, like,
she
does
did-
she become Spider Woman?
I was wondering,
Like a vampiric thing
does she turn into what he eventually
because
turned
he was
into?
bitten. Like she was bitten by him.
Right.
But technically he had bitten Ben because he was feeding off him and pumped him full of babies.
Which isn't weird at all.
Now, especially since he was like strapped to a bed in his underpants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real weird.
Listener,
Sorry, man.
don't pump your uncle full.
Of
Spider babies.
Yeah, spider babies, yeah.
Definitely spider babies.
He dies.
This is the worst.
He dies a little bit inside every time.
No.
This is why.
Is it the worst or the best?
That's why the call guys don't have
the
me back on.
Okay. My least favorite character, since everybody also threw in on that, I don't know. I'll just say Otto. There you go. I didn't dislike Otto. I didn't really dislike anybody.
I didn't really dislike Otto either. It's just
that's
the way he like.
he's kind of annoying, I guess.
Yeah.
No, you know who it was? The beastly one of the eldest brother. He was just
Damon.
kind of like,
Demon.
yeah, it was just like, I know, I gotta eat everybody in this world. They're so tasty, and I'm just like, this guy's dumb. Like that as a character, I was just like, I get that it's like all this family has to have like a one-dimensional special thing about him, but I was like, whatever. That's not gonna matter at all. I don't know. I didn't have anything really good to pick. So for a rating scale, so we rate on a scale of 5. You think it should be of 5 interdimensional Spider-Man, 1 to 5?
I was thinking webs.
5 webs. You like that better than interdimensional Spider-Man?
It's easier to say.
Out of 5 webs, webbed up criminals.
That's not easier to say.
Why does it matter? We don't.
It
One of
doesn't.
our
You're
episodes,
right.
we never even say anything. We just say the number
It's
and it
just
breaks my
silent.
heart.
How many totems?
Oh, totems.
Ooh, totems
No,
are
that's
good.
good. How many
Ooh, yeah.
spider totems? Out of 5. Would you give it?
There you
Pat. 1 out of 5.
I'm going to say 4.
I knew it wasn't going to be a 5 because I didn't expect you to suggest it to somebody else.
Oh, you're gonna hear from me
So you said
first?
4. 4?
4.
Well,
Okay,
only
solid 4?
Solid 4.
Solid 4.
because you seemed like you were mad that he didn't give it 5. I want to hear.
I'm not mad.
All right.
I expected him not to give a 5.
Okay.
There's this thing where Pat will say he will recommend it, and if he recommends it, it's a 5.
That's
Right.
it. That's the
And
only way it happens.
he didn't recommend it.
So really, my top score is a 4.9.
Without it being perfect.
Right. No, that would be perfect. Unless I would recommend it. And
Yes.
then it would be a 5.
And you've only given 2 5s.
Right.
So what,
No,
Will?
I would
what you got?
I would go like 4.7, 4. Yeah.
Pretty high up there.
4.7.
4.7 totems.
4.7 total.
You drained the life out of 4, but you just didn't have room to digest the last guy.
Yeah, I got most
Okay.
of the way through.
Most of the way through.
Can I hear from you? No, you should hear from me first. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I want someone to put a positive spin. I'm going to give it a 3.5 totems.
Nice.
Uh,
That's okay. I'm usually the lowest on a lot of stuff we read. It happens.
It happens.
I like darker stuff, and which is also weird to say as the guy who likes Spider-Man and has him tattooed on his leg. Like, I like darker stuff.
Wait, your
What-
tattoo is of him fighting
You know
Venom.
what it is? I love Venom, and when he's not a part of anything, I get just like a little bit of like FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yep.
And I'd like, hey, I like my Venom. When they're just like talking about like, hey, we're a bunch of vampires, we like eating Spider-Mans, and I'm like,
You know who else likes that?
Venom. So I mean, if it was more like Venomverse,
Did they do that?
oh baby, yeah, they did it. They did it so good, and you should do an episode now. Read those.
I thought they did one that was like a Venom-centric one.
There is a whole with like the god of symbiotes. So there is a whole Venomverse where symbiotes reign throughout the multiverses.
Gooey rain. Symbiotes are gooey, man.
Is any of it purple?
Purple rain.
Yeah.
No, there is a purple symbiote.
There you
Yeah.
go. Perfect.
What we got? Riot, Lasher, Scream.
This is just making me think of Maximum Carnage.
Oh yeah, Null.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I know about Null.
I didn't.
Riot, Phage.
Now you do.
Scream.
And the rest are...
Lasher.
You hear they created a new one? The anti-Venom symbiote?
Oh yeah, I know, but Anti-Venom is Eddie Brock.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie Brock.
Did you ever read the Flash Thompson Venom series? Like Venom
one
Space
where-
Knight kind of stuff? Where he
read
works as a secret agent?
I read the ones before Space Knight, so the ones where he is no legs.
Yeah, but the Venom suit gives him legs.
Hey, I got no legs. I was in Iraq, got no
Stand-up
legs.
guy,
And they're just,
according to Pat.
wait, if you don't hit that, but I'm
Once he has
going to be
his
so
Venom
mad.
suit.
Stand up guy, he's got no legs. You made the joke. You
It's
can't
been
be mad at it.
this is the third episode that's been made in.
Yeah, Pat made it first when
On
he's like, "Oh yeah,
accident.
Charles Xavier."
He made it on accident because he said Professor X is one of his favorite comic heroes because he's such a stand-up guy. And then there was an awkward pause, and he said, "Not for that."
When it's
That was from issue 0.
when it's natural, it's so good.
Yeah. It is
And
pretty
so,
funny.
anytime we've had somebody like that, we reference it just because it was such a funny moment. So
Yeah, Daredevil's my favorite hero. He can see anything coming a mile away. What?
So you didn't give it high. Well, I mean, 4.5 or
3
3.5 is pretty good, but
we've done a couple like 3 to 4s.
because it
Your
wasn't,
last one was a 3
wasn't
5,
dark and-
right?
Yeah.
Or 3.
3.5.
It wasn't
Something like that.
as
I mean, you got a bunch of vampires
something-
sucking souls of
right.
spider people.
Oh, sorry. I just felt like
That seems pretty dark to me. I'm just throwing that out there. That's all. I'm
you
saying.
know what it is. I read a lot of manga, and honestly, a lot of the ones I've been reading lately are
Manga can get like dark. There are independent and fringe comics that are published by companies that aren't even like Image and stuff. They can get like dark. Heck, I read a Batman that I thought was super dark called Streets of Gotham once that I was just like, that was dark.
I'm pretty sure Viz, a manga company, they released actually a Spider-Man thing that I want to try and read somehow. But I'm reading a lot of different titles that are diving into darker stuff, and it's all kind of coming out around the same time. So then I read something that's like, yeah, we're dark, we're crazy, we're a bunch of vampires, we're eating Spider-Mans. and the way they're going about it is not up to par with another thing that I am reading.
I mean, they look like Victorian circus people. So, I
Yeah.
mean, like,
That's
that's not dark
Yeah.
anyway. That's comic book.
Hey, what up?
It's Marvel.
I'm Victorian Bioshock. I'm steampunk vampire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suck your soul out. Oh, here I come. And so, like, when I think about, like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's dark. They're killing Spider-Man. It's just not as dark as I want it to be. And I think that you could go darker without it being
Grotesque.
Yeah.
Too much without crossing like the boundary of what Spider-Man's tone kind of
Yeah.
hovers around.
A little bit.
I mean, the new movie definitely had a darker feel at times. Like,
Well,
I mean, look
when
at how
they
it
show,
ends, man.
When they show Spot, and I love, so the
oh, when
different
he's
anim-
like full on,
when they show
like
the-
collider collected
the
at the
different
end.
animations,
Yeah,
when they
When he
show
turns
him,
black.
he's black and
he's
is
scribbly.
Scribbly. I love that. I love
Dude,
I
like-
love it. I love it in printed media, like reading.
and manga does that a lot.
Manga does it all the
like,
time.
They'll like dark scratch stuff.
If
like
you want to
that,
show
like-
me something is nuts, go Scribbly.
Go Scribbly.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Scribbles are nuts. Kindergartners are just nailing it left and
Dude,
right.
These kindergartners, they
Kindergartners
need to
are
go to
nuts.
therapy. They're
Amen. That's why I don't
This
talk
is
to
my
them.
house. Why is your house so scribbly?
Dad was yelling last night.
He went out for milk and cigarettes and he never came back.
Giving Nick flashbacks.
I had so many dads and they never came home.
See, the problem is I don't know if you're joking or if you're being serious.
Well, I got 2 dads plus Brad.
Yeah.
And Brad never comes home.
What were we talking about?
You and
How
and
dark it? How dark is
3.5 dark.
Yeah,
What was your
Get
rating?
Scribbly. I haven't said.
That's what we're
I
at. We're
haven't
at.
said my
no,
rating yet.
We were talking about how we were surprised at how,
Low.
based off of like your love of Spider-Man,
I love Spider-Man. I
you
want
gave quite a low rating.
I
for
want
this.
more grit. And I think because there actually is
I mean, you got to see a Spider-Man shoot Craven in the face in this.
well and because I haven't read as much as most, but I have actually
You've read more than most of the people in this room, probably.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say in total, no way, you got me beat. But Spider-Man, maybe.
I would say me and you probably are close on Spider-Man. You might be a little ahead of me on
Well,
that. but
I do favor.
this is a book club for people who
This is a safe space.
reading comics because they want to, not because they always have. That's the
Okay.
whole point.
I don't know how to read. I just keep looking at the pictures.
Thanks for reading it, Amanda.
Yeah,
read
she reads it. She reads it to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have read some of the Venomverse, and because that is like it has darker tones, I think part of me kind of went into this being like, oh, it's gonna be like it's Edge of Spider-Verse. It's another verse. It's gonna be dark. And it wasn't as dark, and I just kind of like, well, yeah, you know, it's pretty good, but it's not as good as
No,
like
3.5 isn't bad. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean you didn't
Yeah.
like it.
No.
It just means it's like, yeah, it was fine. It was Spider-Man.
Can
It's
I
above
give, can I
average
give
still.
it a 3.8?
Yeah.
Yes, if you'd really like to.
How about a 3.45?
Drop it. I like that you asked.
If you could go up and then you brought it lower,
But if you bump it up to 1 through 10, that makes it 6.9. I think that's really funny.
anyway, your
What was yours, Will? What'd you rate it?
4.8,
4.8.
4.7,
See,
4.7.
my problem is
went
I
down?
usually don't
No.
don't do that. I usually go by like the halves and stuff. I don't.
I like the odds.
Never
was
tell
even,
me
though.
the odds.
And yours was 4.
4.
4.
4 straight.
I will go ahead and give it, as it stands now, I'll give it, I don't know, 4.5. I feel like I liked it at least as much as you, though.
Oh, cool.
I just feel like my rating system, I just don't do precise stuff. There was a couple parts that I wasn't as big of a fan of the art in a few issues. The 2099 cover was awesome looking. That was like one of the coolest covers. But the interior art almost looks like it was zoomed in and almost like you could see the resolution, like it was like bad res. Maybe it was like the copy that the app used or something. But there was that. There was the fact I didn't love the issue 4 of Edge, and I do feel like this is a lead-in. You know, it's the prologue. This is really a prologue to a story, but it is what started the Spider-Verse stuff. So I thought it would be fun to look at. But I would say with as much as I liked it easily a 4.5. And I could see if the Spider-Verse really ends strong, because the problem with events is they rarely end strong. I could see this easily pushing towards 5 for me because of how much I love Spider-Man. Something I wanted to share is that when I was young, like Spider-Man was like my favorite hero, and it was what I had the most comics of, and I used to watch the cartoon, and I'd pretend to be Spider-Man all the time, you know. And
So is my niece.
Oh, yeah?
Well, Spider Girl, but same difference.
But the thing is, as I got more and more and more into comics, I tend to read, like we've talked about, a lot more DC because I like the feel of their universe in the comics better. I just like the vibe. It's less, like we said in one, even though we like things in both, we talked about the feeling being different. Like one, Marvel tends to feel more comic booky, where DC feels more of like a mythos. It just has a different vibe to it. So I tend to read a lot of, you know, Batman or Green Lantern or whatever. I just tend to gravitate more towards a lot of the DC heroes anymore if I'm picking up random stuff to check out. And so to read this and have it be something that I'd been interested in, it also really kicked in nostalgia and reminded me why Spider-Man really has been one of my favorite characters forever. And I think that's why I enjoyed the issues with Minerva and with Ms. Marvel and Peter, because like that was just like fun, still like over the top action, fun Spider-Man. I also loved getting to see Peter make a difference in somebody's life. Getting to see a henchman go, yeah, this is not what I signed up for, where he's like, I'm willing to be a henchman and do some robberies, but we're literally risking killing a baby. And he's like, no, that's not me. And for Peter to be like, I know a guy that likes second chances. You want to get a job?
Hey, tell Mr. Parker I sent you.
I loved that. I loved getting to see a henchman that wasn't just the mask. Like, it was just fun to be like, oh, there's a guy under there. It's not just cannon fodder. You know, most of the time it's just cannon fodder. It was fun to have that. And it was fun to see Peter be like that and kind of tell Camilla that he was like, you know, hang in there. You know, you got, you know, I know what this life's like. That was cool. It was fun. Yep. And it just like, I mean, I went out and I bought more Spider-Man books to read again because I was like, I forgot how much I just like Spider-Man. So easily a 4.5 for me. Easily. I expect that it could probably go up.
Great.
Anyway, Thank you for being our first ever guest. This is easily an hour longer than our longest episode right now because we had a fourth person to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Any time, Mr. Chris.
Yeah, there you go.
For real, it was fun. And I appreciate that you were willing to read some stuff to be on here.
And showing up to the
and
movie.
to go to a movie with us.
Yeah, for sure.
During the week.
Yeah, because
we're
of
all
my
still
schedule.
working stiffs, so it makes it kind of hard to do stuff throughout the week. So.
And you didn't even know, Pat, you got to come to a stranger's house.
I had a hell of a week, too.
Yeah, you did.
I was just like, bro, I got homework. I got to read.
Well, we're glad this could be the highlight of your week.
Hey, and I'm glad it's the end of the episode.
So next issue,
Right.
We're going to continue our journey through Night Quest. It's going to be Night Quest Part 2, and then we'll only have one more to follow that. That is what we will be recording for our next issue. You can read along with us.
Yeah, Nick.
I mean, it'll be on our website.
Yeah, I think that's all. I think we're done.
Patreon.com/guyswithissues.
Thanks, Nick. Something that doesn't quite exist.
Oh, man. It sounded just like the Fabled issue. Got it in.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm Patrick.
This is Will.
My name is Nick, a.k.a. Nico Fourbanger.
And I'm Chris, and we are Guys with Issues.
You can catch the new issue of Guys with Issues each week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
Or check out our website at guyswithissues.com, where you can listen, find reading lists to follow along, and get to know us better.
You can also find us on Instagram at guys_with_issues and on Facebook at Guys with Issues.
Send us emails to longbox@guyswithissues.com and tell us your thoughts. Send us suggestions on what we should read next. We would love to hear from our listeners.
They say you snooze, you lose. Well, guess what, buddy? You snossed and you lost.